ILTM Cannes. So thanks for attending. We will give you an overview of the exhibitor journey at ILTM Cannes, demonstrate how to select the buyers you want to meet, and how to add more meetings to your diary. So here is the agenda for today. I will shortly pass it over to my colleague Harry, who will walk you through it, the exhibitor journey. But firstly, I would like to remind you that you can ask questions in the chat and we will reply during the presentation or at the Q&A session at the end. So if your question has not been answered, so we will do it. Just be patient with us. And finally, this presentation is being recorded and the recording link will be shared on the Exhibitor portal soon after this call. So as you can see, Harry will do the exhibitor journey, and then Alice will demonstrate how to select the buyers you want to meet. And soon after, we have Megan, who will talk about the RX Lead Manager, Colleqt, and the dashboard. And we have Rhonda talking about the sponsorship opportunities, and then we have the Q&A. So I'll now pass over to my colleague, Harry.
Thank you, Natalia, and good morning, afternoon and evening, everybody. Really appreciate everybody joining our webinar today. Very excited. You know, ILTM Cannes is just around the corner once again. It's going to be my 7th ILTM Cannes. And for those who don't know me, my name's Harry. I'm the sales team manager or the sales team leader for the show. Hopefully many of you on the call are familiar with members of our team. I just want to thank you all for your time, and hopefully we can educate and teach you something that you didn't know before you joined this webinar. Just to reaffirm what Natalia said, please do feel free to ask questions in the chat. You know, once my presentation is finished, I will try and answer as many of those questions as possible. And yeah, thank you for joining. So just to quickly talk through sort of the key steps of where we are in our journey leading up to the show. For many of you, hopefully you've already got your stand design in place, and you've got your third-party construction company, or you could even use our own smart space team to get your stand build done. If anybody on the call hasn't got their stand already built, sorry, got some. Let me stop there. We've got
Alice, can we mute everybody, please?
Hang on, I'll mute Harry, just come off.
Sorry about that. We just got a bit of feedback loop there, so we've still got lots of people joining. So apologies. So I was just to repeat myself. If any of you on the call hasn't got your stand build or your space design confirmed yet for the show, please do get in touch. We can still organise that for you even at this late stage. And if you're unsure about that, please do speak to a member of your team or one of your colleagues if you're on a larger stand at the show. We've still got some sponsorship opportunities remaining. Rhonda's going to talk about that a little bit later. But if you do want to promote your property, particularly if you're a new opening or you've done some refurbishment or you've got a great brand story you want to tell, please do use our opportunities to elevate your product and elevate your position within the event. I can't stress how much of an impact this has. You know, clients who do take additional opportunities do tend to get more meetings at the event and also get a stronger return on investment. So I really would encourage you to think about that. We've got digital opportunities as well as opportunities on site. We, as many of you would have got an email yesterday, we've now opened our selection for you to start looking at your buyers, and Alice is going to talk you through that shortly. But what is really important, not just for ILTM Cannes, but any show we organise at RX, is you really need to have your profile completed with as much information as possible. So I'm going to do a little demo and take you through how you can complete your profile. Ultimately, this is the thing which buyers look at the event. So if your profile doesn't have the right information or it doesn't show what you want to present at the event, that is going to directly affect your ability to win business. So I can't stress enough how important it is. And there's lots of data and stats which say that really the way that you win at exhibitions, the people who get the most value from events are the ones who prepare the best. So I really do encourage you to complete your profile and make sure it really reflects what you want to display at ILTM Cannes this year. For those of you who are on larger stands and have got to look after partners or sharers, I also show you how you can add those partners onto your account. That allows them to log in and update their profile accordingly. So that's also super important. And then in the next month, we have the pre-scheduled appointment selection process, which is open yesterday. And as you can see, it closes on the 27th of October. So you've got about a month to complete that. And again, my advice on that is to don't do it all in one go. It's quite a big task to go through all the buyers at ILTM. We're actually have got 2,500 buyers this year, so the selection is bigger than ever at the show. So with that in mind, you want to give yourself plenty of time to look at all the various different buyers and use the filters accordingly to find the right buyers for your business and for your product. We're also going to be sharing a review later this week, the guides and the welcome pack, which again has just got more key information, particularly for those on the call who have not gone to an ILTM event before. I really would encourage you to read those guides. And then before the event, it's really important to download the mobile app and the RX Lead Manager. Both of these, again, are tools which will help you drive value and get the most of your participation. Finally, the other service which we offer is that there's for most of you on the call, you'll have an exhibitor dashboard. That dashboard will, if you like, be a summary of all the data and all the interactions you've collected at the event. So again, if you're not familiar with that, Megan on the call is going to quickly show you it today, but I would ask you that you get in touch with us and we can help you and support you to get the maximum out of the event. Fabulous. So I'm now just going to quickly share my screen with you all and just take you through the exhibitor profile. So you just give me one second. Just to pick up where I left off, as I said, completing the profile is the most important thing you'll do in preparation for the show. So it's really important to go through all the elements. I've seen a couple of questions in the chat around how do you add extra people to access the profile. So when you log in and come to the company profile page, you'll see there's a tab here which says company administrators. If you click on that, this allows you to add basically another login to your profile. So you can see here that I've got a login there. So if you wanted to add one of your colleagues, you just fill in their name and email address. You select them as the administrator, and then they'll get an email which will give them a login to the account. The other thing which you can do, which is really helpful and something which again I definitely do, is you can also make it really clear which of your colleagues or which of the staff is actually going to be attending the show, and that's the person we call the diary manager. So the diary manager is the person who will be generally taking the meetings on site at ILTM. Now, of course, some of you might have two people doing that, and again, you can only pick one person with that privilege. So just pick the best person or the person you want to receive all the information in terms of how to manage your diary. This is also the contact who will receive the app login as well initially. So this is a really important person to highlight as sort of the key person who's going to be at the show on site, taking the majority of the meetings. I saw some questions around, can you have two people on the profile? At the moment, you only can have one person as sort of the, if you like, the representative for your agenda. So again, if you've got two people doing it, just pick the best person. Of course, on site, there'll be two of you, and therefore, you'll have the chance to network, of course, in face-to-face in Cannes. So that is how you add company admins. And it's the same if you're on the call and you've got partners or you've got sharer companies. It's the same process. So once you add your sharer, you can actually then go to the sharer profile. And again, you can add company administrators on their behalf. And again, that's a great way to make sure that your partners who are coming have got the login access they need to complete their profile. So I hope that helps explain how you can add additional logins to your ILTM Cannes profile. Just coming back to the profile itself, I spoke about the cover image and the logo. And then, of course, here you've got your company name. Now, all these fields are editable. So the name which appears as a display name, that is a default name which we take from the agreement you've signed with us. But of course, many of you might have a brand name which is different to your company name. So please feel free to edit your name accordingly. So you can change your name here, and this is the name which buyers will see. So the display name is effectively the brand name you want buyers to see at ILTM Cannes. So very important you get that exactly how you want your brand or how you want your property to be perceived. For some of you on the call who have maybe got multiple agendas for the same product, then what I recommend is having a slightly different name, even though you are effectively representing the same product, because how the system works is if you have the same name twice, the buyers at the show won't be able to differentiate the difference between the two company names. They will appear the same. So it's a good way to just slightly change the name to make it clear to the buyer and to yourself which agenda you are managing. Of course, underneath, then you've got some really important boxes. So, why should a buyer come and visit you at the show? Great opportunity for you to explain your unique selling point and why somebody should want to meet with you and obviously learn more about your product. And then, of course, underneath, you've got a description about your company and your brand and obviously what maybe your vision or your strategy is for the future. So again, I do encourage you to complete that with as much detail as possible. You can then save your edits then with the save button here. Okay. Coming down the right hand side, you've got the social media links. Again, I would encourage you to connect to your social media links. We do a lot of work on LinkedIn, particularly on ILTM. So some of you, I'm sure, have got Instagram accounts as well. So do try and link your account to that. So again, if a buyer comes onto your page, they can go and view your Instagram or view your LinkedIn and obviously see some great imagery or some posts from yourself. Coming down now to the next feature. For some of you, you might have multiple brands you represent. So again, make sure that you list all the different brands you're going to be discussing or showing at the show. And on the right-hand side, you've got some company information. Now, again, my advice on this is to have generic company information. Do not put personal details in here. Many of you on the call will be familiar that we have had scamming issues in the past in ILTM where companies have pretended to be us and tried to sell data. We by law can't sell data to you. So please do be very, very careful about any scamming messages. If you're ever unsure, you're welcome to ask us. But generally speaking, any message around selling you data, that will not be somebody from us. And we have had exhibitors in the past who have fallen for that. So please do be aware. But this is your chance to fill in your company information. So again, generally speaking, like we've done here, we've just put our company address and our main website with a generic email. Okay. Now, the really important bit is the filter questions. And I think, Alice would have shown you how to use the filters on the meetings platform already. These filter questions directly relate to those filters on the platform. So you've got to answer these questions absolutely as accurately as possible. Anything which you don't quite get right here is going to affect what buyers select you. So this is really important. So I'll go through these questions one at a time. And of course, if you've got any queries to ask in the chat afterwards, please feel free to do so. So the first question here is asking where your company is based. Now, again, for most of you, if you're just one product, then you'll obviously be located in a certain location, and that answer is quite easy. If you are a company which maybe has got lots of products in lots of different locations, my general idea is maybe to put your headquarters country in here, or whatever country you feel best represents your brand generally. So, for example, if you've got the majority of your product in Spain or Italy or UK, wherever it might be, then maybe that's the country you put in there. So that is basically where is your company originate from, or where your headquarter office is. That's how I'd answer that question. The second question is asking what products and services do you offer. So again, actually, what I'll do, let me just click the edit button here so I can show the options. So you go to this drop down box here and you've got all the various different product categories which you can select. We have tried to have a category for every different type of product. If you do feel there is a category missing on this list, which therefore doesn't represent your product in the best way, do tell us. That is something therefore we can try to improve in the future, but hopefully For most of you on the call, there will be options you can select here. I believe, yeah, you can select up to 5 of these categories. So please select the best 5 which fit your product. You know, whether you are a family-friendly product, whether you've got great gastronomy experiences. You know, these are the questions or the filters which our buyers are going to be using. So if I'm a buyer and I want to meet a product with gastronomy experiences, I'm going to be filtering by that category. So if you've got a great gastronomy experience, you want to make sure that you've got this button ticked so that the buyer knows that, because obviously that's going to be key for them in terms of the products they are looking to meet at ILTM. So that's really important. So that's how you answer that question. The next question is, where do you have products and services? Now, again, if you're just a individual product in one country, you'll just answer with one country like the UK. For some of you who have got products across the world or multiple products in different locations, you can select as many countries as you like here. So if you've got a product in Europe, in Asia, in Americas, you can select all the various different destinations and make sure that that's represented on your profile. And again, this is really important because if I'm a buyer and let's say I'm wanting to meet products from the UK, if you don't have the UK selected as one of your products, then I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to know that you've got a product in the UK. So really important that you have all your destinations represented in this filter question. The next question here is a question around for our global brand. So, you know, are you a brand which has got properties across multiple continents? That's a simple yes, no. So again, if you're just an individual product, you answer that question no. If you're one of our global brands who have got products across the world, then please answer that yes. Again, that is a filter which our buyers will be using. Coming down to the last 2 questions, this is all about who you want to meet. Okay, so the first questions are answering questions about your product and your property, and the last 2 questions are about what your desire is. What do you want from this show? So the first question is asking what type of buyers you want to meet at the show, and again, we've got a list of different types of buyer categories listed here. If again you feel that there are buyer categories not represented in this list, I'd really love you to tell us. Again, these are questions which we want to improve for the future. But in this field here, please do select all the different types of buyers or agents you want to meet at ILTM. Again, when a buyer is filtering or looking for you, or when you are looking for a certain type of buyer, these are the filters which are going to be the key to making sure that you select the people who are going to match your objectives or match your desires. So that's really, really important. And again, you can select as many of those as you like. And the final question is where do you want to meet buyers from at the event? So again, this is a really important question. This is your chance to say, look, you know, I'm somebody who wants to meet buyers from Germany, or I want to meet buyers from the US or Australia, wherever it might be. And this is your chance to fill in this section and select all the countries where you are interested to meet with agents or buyers from. Okay. And again, if you don't select a country in here, so let's say you want to meet French buyers, but you don't put France in this list. The buyers from France who are looking for products who are interested to meet French buyers, they're not going to find you. They're not going to know that you're interested to meet French buyers. So I really be thoughtful about this. Really be careful around the countries you select, and that's going to have a really big impact on making sure you meet the right agents at the show, and most importantly, selecting the right agents in your PSA list. So that's the filter questions. As I said, this really is by the most important part of the profile in terms of how we do the matchmaking at ILTM. And obviously you can save any amendments you've made clicking the save button there. Finally, at the bottom of the profile, this is your opportunity to add photos or videos or documents or anything which you want to share with a potential buyer. So maybe, as I said, you've got some lovely imagery of your property and you want to add some photos in your gallery. That's something which I think is a great thing to do, capture the imagination of the audience. Or if you've got some nice documents talking about the specification of your product or anything which you think is interesting for buyers to know and it's going to encourage them to come and meet you, do attach documents here, and that's something which buyers can read at their leisure and obviously learn more about your fabulous product. So that is everything in the profile. So just to summarize, make sure you've got your company administrators added, make sure you complete your profile as much as you can. Make sure you answer the filter questions as accurately as possible. Those are going to be the key things for you to succeed at the show.
Alice.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to share?
Yeah. There you go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So, hi guys. I'm Alice. I may have seen a few of you last year, but I'm still fairly new to the business. So, I'm the digital product manager for ILTM Cannes, and I will hopefully be seeing quite a lot of you out there. So for those that came last year, the portal should look quite familiar now. The interface is very friendly and hopefully it's been quite easy to navigate. So I'll just take you through the sort of portal in general and then how you can start to search for buyers to add your preferences. So you'll get up to 100 preferences to set, and then they need to be ranked 1 to 100 so that we can absorb that into the match when we run the match with and against your buyers for mutual matches. So in your homepage, you can access your Exhibitor hub through here. So if you need to update your profiles, which when Harry rejoins, he'll talk back through, go into your Exhibitor hub and do that, and that will reflect immediately in the portal. It's really important that all of that information and those questions are up to date and as enriched as you can get them, because it is what will surface within our filters when buyers start looking for you as well. So if you haven't then added that to your profile, you're not going to show up in the search when they're looking for exhibitors as part of their preferences. We'll keep adding key links across the bottom. So you've got your mobile app, what's on, and then preferences guide as well. So whilst we're in preferences, we'll surface this guide, which is just a nice, simple, quick, handy one for you to look through if there's anything that you don't understand. And then also we've got the guidance tab, so just keep an eye in here, and as we go through again preferences but into self-scheduled, we'll add those guides in there as well. And then you can access all kind of quick information, so customer support, FAQs within there as well. So everything will be kept up to date in terms of timings. So you can see here we're in preferences at the moment. That closes out on the 27th of October, and we'll then open the diaries up, and you can then start to self-schedule meetings for any open slots that you've got within the diaries. So that will be on the 6th of November. So up until then, it will always surface how many you've selected, and then you can see sort of how many you've got left, and then how long we've got left as well. So at the moment, 27 days till close. Hopefully some of you will be in and sort of get that up to date as quickly as possible. So you can view your preferences quickly from the homepage or just along the nav. And then the main thing is actually searching for buyers that you want to add. So when you go into search, you can use the filters, and this will filter out anything that's sort of and. So if you've got buyers that you want to see in the Caribbean, or that were managed in the Caribbean, sorry, and then say products are beach resorts and boutique hotels, you can apply that, and then that will surface all of those buyers relevant. Oh, sorry, could you just mute? Thank you. So that will surface all of those buyers relevant. There's a few ways you can start to add preferences from the search. So you can just do it as you scroll, just one by one. And then also you can just multi-select, so bulk add those as you go. So if I go back up to the top, bulk add select preferences. You can save your filters as well. So if you know you're going to be coming back to that filter, just put test 2, you can save that so that you can automatically just come back in and do a quick search, which is really handy when you start to go into self-scheduled meetings as well and need to request meetings with sort of specific categories of buyers. It's just a quick way to know what's relevant to you. You can also start to, I won't say block, but exclude buyers. So if it's someone that you've met or just industries, products you know you're not interested in, you can start to block those, and that will just mean that when we run the match and run your pre-scheduled meetings, you won't be matched with those buyers. So you get up to 50 exclusions. So it's just, again, it's important that you action that, and then nothing will be reflected with them in the match. Another key feature for us is only showing buyers that you that have selected you as well. So if I was to do that, you can see here that we just highlight wants to meet, so you'll know again who wants to meet you as well, and therefore who's mutual. This is again handy if we go into self-scheduled phase and you haven't maybe had a meeting with that buyer, so it will just highlight that they also want to meet you, and then you can start to make requests with them. Another way you can find your buyers is just to through the search. So it will normally be by name, and this will surface anything that's within your buyer's either name. So if you know you're looking for somebody, just search and always use quotation marks, because that will pull through your more accurate search as well. And then if there's anything within their company profile in terms of what they've written in their summary, that will also pull through just to your free text search. So it's just a quicker way if you've got like very specific people that you want to meet. You can just do that through free text. We'll always show in this tab as well how many preferences you've selected. So hopefully you saw as I added some, then I've now gone up to 11 from 7. So it will just give you a quick snapshot view of how many more you need to do within this view. Obviously, the guidance will always show here as well. So if you're sort of stuck, we surface that, and then you will also get presented with some walkthroughs as well once we start to add those. So once you've actually added all of your buyers to your preference list, you'll need to go in and start to rank them. We surface the filters here as well. So for example, if I've got a filter that I know is my priority of buyers, I can highlight those within the preference list. So obviously I've only got 9, but when you get 100 preferences, it's a lot to go around and drag and drop. So this is a really easy way just to bring those buyers straight up to the top. So as you can see, that highlighted them, and I've just pushed them to the top, and those grayed out and out the bottom. So I'll just clear that. And then with that in mind, you can then just start to drag and drop. So it's really easy to use. If you've got someone 7, you say, okay, that's actually my #1 priority, or this number 8, I want to push down the list. So you can just do that numerically as well. And again, on this page, we're showing who wants to meet you. So if you've got mutual buyers that also want to meet you and they're at the top of your list, it's likely they'll then get pulled through in our mutual match algorithm. You can expand view, so this will show all of the buyers' information and all of their categories of interests, location, products, company types. So you can just expand, and then you've got that all in one view as well. And then another good feature, because you'll be managing so many preferences, is just to add notes. So this is only for your information, but it's just a quick way if you've got a reason you've known you want to meet that buyer, or just something you need to document, you can just put that in your notes section as well there. And then in terms of removing them, you can remove your preferences from this view. So it's just a really quick way to take them off your list if you change your mind throughout the process. I'll just highlight that as exhibitors, you also have access to your agenda at the moment. Obviously, this will be pre-populated once we've gone through the preference selection process. So between the 27th of October and before we open up diaries for you to manually self-schedule meetings on the 6th of November, we'll run the mutuals match and then exhibitor led, and then that will pre-schedule all of your appointments in the diary. At this point, you can block meeting slots. So if you've got times that you know you're not going to be available, or you want to block those out, we've given you the opportunity to do that now. So it will just make sure that when we run the match, you won't be allocated any meetings at those times. So definitely use this time now to just go in and manage that, so that you're not disappointed or sort of need to contact sales once we've run the meeting match, just to remove those that you can't attend. So that's everything I wanted to show you on preferences. Once we've done the preference selection, as I said, and we've ran all of your pre-scheduled appointments, we'll be opening up the diary for you to start self-scheduling meetings. So again, if you came last year, it should be fairly similar. There's one change that we've made this year, and that's that you can send and receive multiple requests in one meeting slot. So I'm just going to show you that, and just please bear in mind that I'm in a test profile here, so it might look slightly different to what you'll see when we actually open up self-scheduled meetings within your portal, but conceptually it's the same. So any available meetings once we open up self-scheduled meetings will just show as blank. Again, you'll have the ability to still block those slots out. If you've had all your pre-scheduled appointments and you're happy, you can block, and then buyers won't be able to find you. You can see here I've got a couple of pre-scheduled meetings, so that's all going to surface color-coded, so you'll see that in purple. And then once you start self-scheduling, that will just be blue, so you can differentiate between what's been system-led and what's been people or buyer-led. So you can see here I've got a sent and a received request, but say I hadn't actioned that, I'm just going to go in and search for another meeting. Just allow it a little bit of time because we've reset the search this morning. Almost there, she says. There we go. So you can see here I've got a meeting request already with top, but if I just request another meeting at that time, send that out, and then you can see here I've now got 3 remaining requests in that specific time slot. So I think this is a really important bit when we go into self-scheduling, to make sure that you manage the requests and don't miss any that are coming in. So you can see here that I've received a request, and we're tracking now on that when it was requested and then how long until it expires. So if you've only got 12 hours left on a meeting request, this will surface in red as well, just to flag that that's going to expire soon. Once it expires, it will just get cancelled, and you'd lose that request. But if you've got an incoming request and you want to accept that, you can just accept that request, and then that will now be blocked out with that buyer. We don't then lose any requests that you've made at that time. So if you want to still keep those, you can just go in, change the time that you want to see that buyer and send that out. Or you might say, actually, now I've got a meeting with someone else at that point, I'm not that fussed about meeting them, so you can just cancel those requests. And that will always give a reason. So same as cancelling any self-scheduled meeting, just select why you don't want to meet them, and then that will just notify them. Just to highlight as well, when we have a lot of pending requests, you will get notified. So that will come through on a daily basis to say how many pending requests you've got to action. So just really try and take the time to go in and get those actioned before they expire, which will be within the 48-hour time range. Hopefully, again, it's quite straightforward for you, and by opening up that ability this year to have lots of more requests in one slot, it should just give you a little bit more free rein during that self-scheduled phase. Once your diaries are complete, and we close the diaries out, and again, if for those that came last year, you'll be familiar, but you can print your diary as a PDF or download it as a CSV if you'd rather have the hard copies at the show. But obviously we do push everything into the mobile app, which is your main point of call at the show for managing your diary. So everything from your agenda will surface within the app. You'll also be able to chat to your buyers off the back of meeting appointments in the app as well. So it's a really quick way this year to say if if your buyers are going to be late, they can ping you off the back of the meeting. So it just gives that quick chat functionality within the app. So obviously we really encourage you to go in and utilize that at the show. That brings me to a close for my demo, unless I've missed anything, Natalia.
No, I think you're wonderful.
Thank you. I don't know if there's any questions. I haven't been monitoring the chat, so.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
Okay.
Questions. Harry has been answering most of them.
Okay.
Should we carry on with the presentation, and we leave most of the questions for the end? So I think it's just easier if someone might not have any questions, and then we can just finish the presentation. Is that correct? Is that okay? If you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're gonna keep on answering your questions on the chat. Right. Okay. So let's carry on.
I'll just stop sharing my screen and over to you, Megan.
Perfect. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan from the Digital Success team. The next few slides will be super quick. I'll just touch on the business builder tools available to streamline your lead capturing strategy on site. Natalia, can we go to the lead manager tools, please? I do want to say that many of you will be familiar with these tools as they were available in the previous event edition. So nothing new here, but very good tools just to capture your leads. Natalia, are we sharing? I think I can see the slide.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Go ahead, Megan.
Okay, perfect. So here we have the RX Lead Manager app, which is here to support you connecting and qualifying your leads in the most efficient way. So with the app, you have the functionality to rate your leads, which is super useful to identify those strong connections. You can capture notes of any conversations you're having. Again, really useful when you're following up with those connections, just so you know some key actions. And also, if you have uploaded any custom questions in the lead capture services tile, you can make a note of those answers via the app as well. So really handy to scan attendee badges and capture all their data on your smartphone. If you haven't downloaded the app already, you can do so via the QR code listed on the screen, or you can search RX Lead Manager app in the app or Google Play Store. You then will need to log in with your access code, which can be found in the Exhibitor portal, and this will be via the lead capture services tile. I do want to flag that every company will have a unique access code, so it's super handy and useful to make sure that you are circulating that access code with everyone who will be working and supporting your stand and capturing leads as well. Am I frozen? Okay. And then we have Colleqt. Again, not new to the show this year. This was available last year. You all would have received a unique QR code that was displayed on your stand. And this is a tool that is used by attendees to connect with you. So you will have your unique QR code and then attendees can scan that QR and collect all your information. And then in exchange, you will have their data in your lead report. I really love this tool because it's handy for multiple things. So it's another source of capturing attendee data. So if you are in meetings, which is not out of the ordinary at ILTM, it does eliminate those missed opportunities. So some people might not want to interrupt a meeting, or they would really want to connect with you, but again, you're in a meeting. So instead they can capture your scan your QR code, and then you can easily follow up with them after your meeting or at your convenience. Again, going back to the profile, they will have all your contact details. So make sure that your company name, email, contact information is all accurate. And also, please do upload any documents, brochures you'd like to share and promote with any attendees, because they will have access to download those if they are included in your profile. So yeah, you can avoid printing all your materials and just add everything to your profile, and then they can collect it via Colleqt. I do have a video here, which I'm going to hopefully try playing. Hopefully it works. Let me just close these screens. YouTube ads.
Apologies, I'm back. My God, what happened today with laptops? We can't hear any sound.
Oh no, can you not?
Yeah, no.
Oh, how do I do that?
So
You were
when
able to do it the last time, weren't you?
yeah, when you share, then you say put the sound on.
Let me stop sharing and then do it again. Sorry. Share.
I'll open the presentation again.
Include sound, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh. I will try that again.
Want to know
Can you
how
hear
to
the
get
sound?
more leads at the show? Discover how with our next lead manager solution, Colleqt QR Code. Having Colleqt QR Code on your booth ensures you never miss a lead, even during your busiest periods. Colleqt QR Code isn't your average QR code. It goes a step further and automatically saves the contact information of everyone who scans your QR code, so you can follow up at your convenience. And visitors will automatically access the brochures or product information that you uploaded into your exhibitor profile. You'll see all your new contacts in the Lead Manager app, so you can manage your leads on the go. Your printed Colleqt QR code will be delivered to your booth. Display it prominently so visitors can easily find and scan even if your team is busy. Want to make even more connections at the show? Next video to discover the ultimate way to boost your leads.
And that is Colleqt. I will move on to the dashboard. So the dashboard is where you will find all your leads, all your metrics to basically identify and see how your performance was at the show. It's super helpful for all stages. So ahead of the show, you can discover who's viewing your profile. This is handy for unlocking new business opportunities. You can also see like your most viewed products, and then you can tailor that to your booth presence as well. And then at the show, you can monitor how many attendees were at your stand, and you can do this by identifying your scans and the data that came through via your custom QR. So you can find your leads in the you'll see here, you'll have like a little lead section, and then you can click view leads and you can generate your lead report, or you can see this in your lead manager app. There will be a collect section as well. And then once the show's complete, you can obviously download all those leads, you can review all those numbers just to quantify and yeah, see how your performance was. And that concludes the business builder tools. Natalia, would you like me to continue sharing my screen?
Do you mind? That would be great.
No, that's fine. Okay, I will pass over to Rhonda for sponsorship opportunities.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. With just about 9 weeks to go, I'm sure everybody's thinking about your pre-event and online presence at ILTM. And as Harry mentioned early on in this, doing some of these offerings really can make or break your presence on site. So it really can help you shine. So I just wanted to highlight a few high impact opportunities that are available that can help you maximize your visibility and your brand. So first up, we have carpet tiles, floor tiles. These can be a highly effective, highly cost-effective branding opportunity that can be strategically placed around in high traffic areas, or even to create a path to your stand, which is just to help increase the foot traffic. Next slide, please. Next up, we have a few digital signs that are dotted about the show floor. You have an option for two things here. You can either do a static image. So if you wanted to have maybe just your logo and your stand number, that's an option. Or perhaps you'd like to do a promotional video. You can do that as well. Next slide, please. There's a whole host of digital offerings that we have, social media being one of them. Digital products are really the only way that you're able to reach the buyers pre-event and let them know that you'll be there and what you can offer them. This is a great way to kind of stay top of mind while those diaries are open. So, you know, if any of these are of interest to you, you'd like to find out more about the opportunities that are available, please do reach out to your account managers to speak to them about what you can do. That's it.
Amazing. Thank you. I'm so sorry. We have 3 minutes to end this webinar. I'm so sorry we have a lot of technical issues today, but I think we have some questions here that are very interesting, and also questions that actually we had in-house as well. So I think it's just worth talking about it. So Colleqt. Colleqt is not a mobile application. Colleqt, as explained by Megan, is a QR code that you receive in your stand, and visitors and buyers can collect information about you. So Colleqt is not a mobile app, it's a QR code. So you will receive that before the show. I hope it makes it clear. What is an app is the RX Lead Manager. RX Lead Manager is an app that you receive, and when you scan someone, you get all their information. The same other way. So when you have a buyer or a buyer or a visitor is scanning the Colleqt at your stand, you will receive their contact details at the end of the day. I hope it makes it clear what's the difference between them two.
Sorry, Natalia, I just want to jump in because there's a question about will the QR code be provided? So we will distribute this, and this will be available before the first day of the show. However, if you would like to incorporate this in your stand, you can either go to your account manager or the lovely Dawn, and we'll be able to send that to you to include on your stand build as well.
Okay, so and then also just to make it clear, mobile, what you have to download are the mobile app. Mobile app will be live about a week before the show, and the RX Lead Manager for you to collect the data. That is also available. When is it available? Like the codes are already in the portal, isn't it, Megan?
Yeah.
So where can they find the codes?
So in the lead capture services tile. Yeah,
okay.
And it's the first code on the right. It will say access code.
Perfect.
And yeah, just send just make sure that's circulated with everyone who is on your stand as well, who would like to capture leads as well.
Okay, brilliant. Is there any questions we haven't answered, Harry, that you think is important? We have had quite a few, like the same questions. Maybe we can go through.
Yeah, I've been trying to go back to as many questions as I can. I think also just to do a bit of a summary for everybody on the call is, as I said, we are expecting a record number of buyers this year, over 2,500 buyers. So yeah, there's going to be more choice than ever. We've got a real great international flavor with the usual global opportunity to meet agents right across the world. I think one of the most common questions which has come up is wanting a list of companies with their country, sort of buyer company names of their country, which I can create. And so what I'll do is I'll put the customer onboarding email or the ILTM sales email in the chat. If you drop us an email to one of those, I can then share that with you as a list, so it's a bit easier for you to work through. That's no problem, as that doesn't have any personal information on it, so I can do that. But of course, for any personal information or other details, you have to use the filter system on in the meetings platform. I can't share that on an email to you. We're also this year, which is new for ILTM, we're going to have a new area at the show, which is called The Sail. So The Sail is basically a concept where we're bringing together all our boat, cruise line, yachting and river cruise companies. So we've, for the first time, brought all those products together at ILTM, which again that's based on buyer feedback, as they find it easier to be able to network with obviously similar products in the same part of the show. So that is something you will see new this year. And I think there's some question on networking events. So networking events, we will have the traditional opening forum on the Monday afternoon. I think normally you want to arrive for 5 o'clock for that. We open registration, I think from 2 o'clock, I want to say, on the Monday. Might be a bit earlier, so do come and collect your badge if you haven't collected it by then. In terms of badging, the badging portal and badging system, that will be going live in October. So I know Natalia's working on that. So once the badging portal's live, you will get an email which will allow you to register you and your colleagues. And yeah, we will also be doing after the opening forum on the Monday, we will have the party, the opening party, which again will be following the opening forum. And on the Thursday, we'll have the closing party at the Martinez with the famous revolving dance floor. If you've not come to an ILTM closing party yet, I really would recommend coming. They are super fun. So yeah, I know many of you maybe fly home on the Thursday night, but if you are planning to travel back on the Friday after the show's finished, do come to the party. It's a really nice way to end the week all together.
Sorry, just before, you don't need to memorize all the agenda that Harry just mentioned. The welcome pack will be available on the Exhibitor portal by Friday this week. You don't need to memorize all of this. And then the welcome pack will have all the events, the time, where the location will be, what you should wear if it's your first time at the show. Another thing that is already on the Exhibitor portal is the PSA guide, so the pre-schedule appointment guide. You can find it in the portal already. So as soon as you log in, if you scroll down, you're going to see PSA. The guide is there. It's just for you to do it step by step. And I believe that's all.
I just want to reiterate it. I know I said it earlier, but I've had another question on this. Like, if any company is approaching you, selling you data, it is a scam. I can't be clear enough on that. And we've had exhibitors in the past who've paid for data, thinking that they're buying ILTM data, and it's fake. It's a scam. Like, we cannot sell data by law. So if any company is trying to impersonate us, any company trying to tell you that they've got our data, they're lying. It is a scam. So please do not engage with these companies. They do not have access to our database, and we are not going or can't sell our data to you. So just want to be really, really clear on that point. I've known personal customers of mine who've spent quite a lot of money buying data before, and it's really horrible to see. So yeah, please be aware of that as a warning. But I think we've covered everything we can. As I said, we have got the ILTM sales at RX Global email address if you want to email into our sales team. We've also got the customer onboarding at rxglobal.com email address that comes to our customer success team. So please do get in touch with us. I know they probably have more questions as you work through the profile and the events meeting platform. So yeah, we'll do our best to support you as much as we can. And yeah, hopefully see some of you in Cannes in December. If you do see me, do come and say hello. It's always nice to meet so many of our customers, and just want to say a final thank you, really. The show is only as great as those who take part in it. So we really do appreciate every one of you, not only investing in us, but committing your time and energy to making our event as fabulous as it is. So just a final thank you from me, and hopefully see many of you in December.
Brilliant. Thank you. And this recording will be available on the Exhibitor portal tomorrow. So take some time for us to do some internal work. So thank you very much, and see you at the show in December.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.